The next slide basically just references mineral counties or something similar. I know the commissioner did that, she's a wonderful person. They emphasize a holistic approach to community support and highlights the county's commitment to improving, I love that line, the county's commitment to improving the accessibility and effectiveness and support of its systems for its residents. That's it. That's why you would do something like that. Yeah. Next slide. It shows, this is the overlap that currently exists right now. I'm not trying to steal your thunder.
No, please keep going.
Aging exists with certain responsibilities. Care coordination, respite, senior sites are just some of those. On the DSS side, which is the green circle, we have prevention, foster care, GD, pinnings, diversion, employment. Those are all programs we operate. In the middle, there's significant, this Venn diagram, so to speak. There's overlaps where both our departments interact with each other quite frequently, or at least we used to. Nutrition, SNAP, aid services, Medicaid, Medicare, PERS, transportation outreach, New York Connects, long-term care council, state plans, HEAP, and housing. All these things the department and aging work on together, or at least work with other constituents that are served by both programs.
And at the top of the list is nutrition, which is with the Meals on Wheels.
That touches so many residents in the county that we touch almost veterans, youth bureau. I mean, we touch everybody when it comes to that. So.
And this is the positive of it that I see, because I think, Aaron, you are the one that told us in that June 11th meeting that you used to have to get vouchers or releases to share information. This is going to stop that paperwork trail, because you're going to be under the umbrella. You'll be able to get the services quicker because you don't have to get the releases and those documentations.
I'll tell you, one of the most
That's a
crucial
positive.
at least in my purview, the ICAP, is we often have to submit applications for Medicaid or Medicare Savings Program to DSS. And then those people need to come back because they've got to pick a Medicare Advantage plan, and what they pick will be based on the approval of that plan. And there's a system called WMS that they use up there that they can look and see, what each of these people have. We don't have access to that, and I believe, at least I was told, that we asked to have access to that, and said we're not allowed to. It's illegal. So that's something
That you will be able to get access under the umbrella, or no?
Understand that because these divisions operate
Separately.
as their own entities, all those permissions, and that's respect for the client.
Okay.
Those releases and stuff will all still be inherent in that.
Okay.
It's not, we can't supplant regulation. So
Okay.
you do, if there's a release that has to be signed, correct. But that happens.
Oh,
I mean,
There
we
was
do
some
that with all the
bridges in the past that now will not be so.
So, but it's a positive, because
yes.
you're working more
Yes.
closely with each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for the positives here,
Yes.
people.
So just this is a reference, this slide, to an aforementioned question that we already addressed about the director. The law it provides for this, that the regulations, and Mr. Wentworth has spoken with the attorney, which actually provided us this information. A county area agency on aging shall be either an agency whose single purpose is to administer programs for older persons, or a separate organization unit within a multiple purpose agency, the aforementioned umbrella organization. It is permitted under law to do this, so I just want to make sure that that's clear that slide is. Same thing, next slide. The question about the full-time director and their responsibilities, assigned counsel for aging has provided this information. It says clearly that you have to have a full-time director and an adequate number of staff. And again, going back to the previous plans, the plan identifies specifically that the agency area, whatever, has its specific director in this plan. Forgive me.
I can't say it on Okay, so in 21, there was 23 funded positions, 6 were site managers out of all of our meal sites. 26, we have 22 funded positions, representing a shift to more senior and administrative roles. And the merger will revert back to 17, including the same, we have 5 part-time site managers now, and then there'll be 3 positions in DSS, DHS, which will help support that. And then there'll be a reduction of 5 net loss positions, which are the 3 senior workers and 2 deputy directors, that were added, and the actual positions are the 2 deputy directors, the director, and the program aide, and a part-time services aide.
Shifted back to outreach.
Yes.
Yeah, eliminated again is probably it's.
Yeah, we're gonna, because we will be adding an outreach worker and the coordinated services for aging, which would give someone promotion, be able to promote up into coordinator of services and director. That gives them both a possible avenue to move up to, and one added additional outreach worker would make it so we have 7 total
Right. So
compared to our 9.
So on the slide, it's cut off on the television screen, but on the slide, with those 2 staffing models physically juxtaposed against each other, it's a net, it's 216,000 plus to the positive, which Michelle will talk about how that savings leverages different things. But
Yep.
just so you're aware of the comparison just for salaries now, that's the difference.
But that's not a decrease in services at all.
That's just for personnel costs.
This
Just
is
personal
just
costs.
cost the difference, yep. The next couple slides are, well, what is it, the actual chart? So that's my
Yes,
notes.
yeah, this one.
Okay, that's the chart. Does anyone have any questions on that? If we kind of got over
All
it.
right, so it's commissioner.
I want to, can we go back to the previous slide? Because I think that's important to really focus on how those things are being addressed when you say, you know, eliminate positions.
Right.
Or reclassifying positions, because one of those is right on line 2, and right above it, you can see that's replaced by the Director of Aging Services.
Correct.
So there's one there, right?
Yes,
And then we
and
have,
the coordinator service for aging on the bottom.
right, the senior outreach workers eliminated, but then you have your outreach workers at the top still, right?
Correct, all of those are the same. And then there's an added one on the bottom as well.
And add one on the bottom, yep, green. All right, help me fill in the other gaps for people, just, because I mean, that's the best way to see the ones that are eliminated, but you see also where they're put back in, right?
Right, so the coordinator of services, that could possibly be a senior outreach worker that will move up. Same with the senior outreach worker that will move down to the outreach. And then there'll still be one senior outreach worker left.
And are any of the ones in the current column currently vacant that are not in proposed?
Currently, we have a deputy director that is vacant, that one that's not in the proposed, and then we currently don't have a director, which that will be filled at some point, but that is one of the 5.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Anybody else wanna? Okay.
The committee's asked for line item numbers, and just to show, I think Michelle would want to comment on New York Connects, because it was a previous question where New York Connects fits in with all this.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's identified that.
So currently, they are star positions, but we are going to move those star positions. I've talked with the state. They're gonna move to coordinator of aging services, the budget line of 1.4, and then move to the 2 outreach workers. So there'll still be 3 people being employed with that New York Connects funding, so that we were able to do so.
So the senior outreach worker for New York Connects will be under the coordinator's title.
Correct.
Okay.
And I see the 2 New York Connects listed here. So that's the 3 that are already there, basically, right?
Right, they're moved. There's some, yeah, they use a senior and an outreach, and I think a program aide under that currently, but we're going to be moving them to other positions for fundings.
Because we had a senior, 2 outreach, and 1 program aide. Okay. And is the program aide in this new plan full-time or part-time? Because I think
Full-time.
that is going to be full-time.
Yes.
Okay. Because I think that was a question on one of these previous flow charts.
Yes.
And the nutrition aide is still staying
Full-time.
full-time?
The coordinator overseeing that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna have 5 outreach workers total.
6.
Six.
6. 2, which would be New York Next, 4, which will be aging.
And actually,
Plus the senior that will have a caseload.
it's a senior also.
Oh,
So actually
okay.
have 7.
7.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what happens in social services and what happens with other places.
Okay.
The senior level folks often do casework or field work or whatever.
Right, okay.
They retain that the senior level is supposed to denote some managerial oversight, but it doesn't take them completely out of the
Out of
service.
the-
Correct.
The
Right, but
outreach.
they're,
Which is why
they're the
it's
middle
covered.
person in between coordinator and
I think the
outreach,
next
yes.
slide actually speaks to your plan.
So how many outreach workers are there at this moment?
9.
That's
So you-
including New York
Including all of
Next.
New York Next.
Okay.
Which that would be,
And then we'll have 7 outreach and then coordinator and director. That we could possibly pull from.
So you study 7 or
7 now
6
we
and
have.
3.
Right.
And so you tell me, yeah, put
5
together what
aging
you
and 2.
Yes, we would be able to
Now
break
it's
out the
6.
territories a little differently so that everybody could equally have,
So their caseloads will,
their cases will go up. So that they are very capable of being able to handle that.
Because right now they're averaging 4 to 5 towns, am I correct?
Yes. Right? That's a good question.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember, you don't have to find it, I remember it, because I remember the town.
It's easy.
right?
Yeah.
If you want to keep talking.
No, I'm okay with that. So it might be, some that had 4 might be 5 now.
5, right, yeah.
Okay, so it'd be an average about
So
5.
there's current, basically.
Yeah.
Color even.
Yes, yeah.
outreach worker, sort of color coded there.
Yeah.
Right.
So is this current or is this?
This is current,
proposed?
current outreach, yeah.
Okay.
And we kind of,
Here it is in 2020. Brian was there.
Okay.
See no yellow here.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5.
Population
So he
wise.
got one more town, okay.
right, so it's definitely.
This one isn't completed, but this is highlighted as just the way.
This will be how the new one.
Well,
Whoever comes,
It's
yeah, it's
played around-
possible.
we
We've
played
made
around
it,
with it, looking at the program numbers to
make
make sure
sure
that we could say that it was still going to be balanced enough.
Possible.
that people-
So we're not losing any.
Right.
Okay, services. Okay.
Good.
Michelle's next slide just, speaks to the question about fiscal impact and the best.
yep, so this is all, we're gonna have exactly the same funding as this current year. Based on this, not going through budget season yet, so we, haven't done exacts, but, with all of this, moving personnel with added fringe and all that, we will have 107,000 roughly that we can move into services. So that we were able to give more out into the community, more aids, more meals. That's what we'll be able to do with
With the new plan.
with the new proposal, yep.
Can you give me that number again?
It's on the net, it's a couple slides
Oh, okay.
back. Next one after that. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm inside.
And I just put it half and half into our personal care, and it definitely could go, many different
Where,
places.
and you can move that as what you
Yes.
need. Like if you
Yep.
need more nutrition, it can be moved down. If you need more.
Correct.
Okay.
That's where your needs analysis comes into play. And
Okay.
that's where, like, the stuff that Aaron's talking about comes into play. You shift the funds based on what the needs are.
Okay. Let's see this last page.
Is that the last week?
Yeah,
I
last
think
page.
I kind of like went through all of them in
Yeah.
one chunk of, because if you want to read every single one of the budgets, or the funding streams, you guys.
I think the important point that Michelle is making is that the personnel shift, the savings of personnel augments the services side of this equation. So the monies are claimed, however the county claims the monies. If they're not claimed in personnel, but are being placed into services, whatever those services are based on your needs assessments and your real-time stuff, that's where the claim
Break
is.
them down to for
So in
needs.
this particular model, it shifts about, what was that, whatever the answer, about $200,000 or so into services that could be addressing.
Good.
Any other questions?
It's definitely more clearer to me now.
Right.
I will tell you that.
So why don't we,
Want to move on through the the rest of the agenda now. We've got that presentation and move through some of these decisions for positions.
Now, where do these motions go to? To personnel?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so first on the list, we have create positions. And like you said, they're gonna be moved to personnel. So first position is principal account clerk.
So moved. Second.
Right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That position is in DSS, by the way.
This is
Just
DSS.
to clarify, just the number denotes it, but just to note it, that's a social services position.
But that
Okay,
will be
wait.
directly related to AAOA.
It absolutely
Right.
is, yeah.
This is
But
for
just
the
remember how we
accounting.
mentioned
So
that.
this is the second deputy, we're creating a new position in DSS.
To be under that deputy,
To
so
be-
that there's multiple checks and balances.
So there's checks and balances for that. Okay.
Finance, budget.
Can someone explain to me, because I don't know what these things mean, grade 16, you said something about grade
It's a
11.
That's a pay grade.
So they're like, they're different chunks, each
Personnel
job has a
contract.
pay grade.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay,
So when you're reporting that, even though it's in DSS, it will be considered AAOA.
That's correct.
Could be listed in the AAOA's budget.
No, it'd be listed in my budget,
It'd be
because the
listed.
idea is to ensure that we can leverage those accounting functions for all three divisions. So, remember how we talked about the fact that
Yes.
we like to have multiple eyes and multiple roles, and cross-training and all the other things that we do? This will, with the adoption of another division, this will allow our financial system to come up with it, I should say.
And if the state doesn't pass the plan, we can still have the financial part of it under the, can we still do that under the umbrella?
If the state doesn't pass the plan.
The 4-year plan that we're submitting to Office of Aging?
Our plan change.
Our plan change, like, that was the big problem, and this is the other positive, that they'll have help with all the financial.
And extra oversight.
Correct.
right.
So,
So she's asking if it's still possible if this doesn't go in.
No, if the agencies are segregated the way they are now, then no, that will not happen.
that was still, we have to make a line,
Yeah,
instead of a
figure out
second
something.
deputy, we need to create a
You'll have to
line
figure
in.
Yeah, they have to figure
I
something
think
out
what she's,
before the
I think
fiscal.
what she's asking is, if we do this and the state says no to the plan, does this part still stay?
No,
Not any of it?
the agency.
No, the only thing that, the only thing that stays are the ones that were associated with me in social services. The previous ones that nothing.
That we already
Oh,
did.
right, this one, from this one down would not happen if that does not get approved, right?
Okay, just so I'm clear,
Okay,
to make sure we get the ducks in a row, that we're doing everything right for the plan. Okay.
so we had a motion, we had a second, we had a vote. Captured all that,
Got
so
it.
we can move on to the next. All right.
Director of Services.
Yeah, creation of the Director of Services for AAOA. The salary set at 72,000, our recommendation at this point.
Move to personnel.
We have a motion with personnel, second.
And we have somebody in mind for this?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. And any further discussion on this?
I'm sorry, who was the second?
Mr. Wanzer.
Thank you.
Okay, so if they have somebody in mind, is there gonna be any, is that person coming out of another position that would have to be backfilled?
Yes, that's true.
So it needs to be modified to include that subject
Yeah,
to backfill.
it is based on the new position description that is being created. That's why it will come maternal.
Can I ask another stupid question?
Sorry?
Are we gonna fill this position as
Oh,
right
yeah,
away
yeah,
to get
yeah.
them started?
Yeah.
After
And
it
we-
comes through the full board.
It has to go through the full board first. And the plan has to be approved also.
Yes.
We're getting everything lined up, and if the state approves the plan,
Okay.
then we can move
Okay,
forward
so it'll
to
be-
get through, rather
Okay.
than going back and recreating
Okay, I'm
what was
following.
before.
Gotcha. So that director was the deputy. It's just retitling what we already have
To match what
to
the
match
plan
what the
says.
plan's gonna, okay. I'm following.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Carries. All right. Reinstate position, A7610.14, Coordinator Services for AAOA, salary recommendation of $63,971.
Move to personnel.
Second.
We have a motion to move to personnel and a second. Any other discussion on
And
this?
this is a start position.
Yeah, I'm confused because
That's,
it should be taken off, I think.
is this through the New York Connects?
This will be through New York Next, yes. The New York Next, whoever takes that job will have to do all the New
That's
York
why
Next
it's gotta
stuff.
start, because
Yes.
part of that money will have to go to that coordinator, because they'll be
Doing
running it.
this, yes.
Okay, just so I understand.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries. Okay. C, reinstate A7610.122, outreach worker, CSCA, grade 18. Motion to move that to personnel.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any other discussion on that position?
Just to be clear, we're reinstating, so this was a position that was previously eliminated.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is that because it was
Made
made
into a senior.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That carries. All right. D, increased salary for position A7611.13, nutrition coordinator, recommended at $63,971.
The same as the other coordinator.
Correct.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Motion to
I'll second.
move to
Oh, go
You got
ahead.
it.
personnel. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That carries. All right, E, elimination of positions. Should we do these all together or by one by one?
It's up to you, you can do it either way.
Okay.
I was gonna say separate.
There's one on the back.
And there's
Oh, there's
one
one on the
on
back, I didn't see that either.
If you're going to group them,
Okay, well, I'll list them, and if anybody has questions on what we already discussed as far as the shifting of these positions, because right after it is the retitling of positions, which is related to this elimination statement. So, first one is A7610.11, Director Office for the Aging. Second is A7610.141, Deputy Director. Third is A7610.151, Deputy Director Fiscal Lead. Next is A7610.1101, Senior Outreach Worker, starred. Next is 7610.1102, Senior Outreach Worker. We have A7610.119, Aging Services Aide, part-time. A7610.120, Program Aide. And A7610.1221, Senior Outreach Worker.
So moved.
second.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Lancer, a second by Mr. McNeil. Any other discussion?
I just want to clarify that those senior positions are gonna all, the extra work that they do, those things that I said, the peer plays, are going under the coordinator. Am I correct when I say that?
Right, the
Correct.
duties?
Their
The
duties, yes.
of the- Yes.
Those three. The
That's-
there will be
remaining
one.
senior will also keep something.
So, oh,
So all the
something too.
senior
Okay,
duties
so
will
all
still-
those things will still be covered. There's no
Lab service.
of service. Okay,
That's the vision.
okay.
Okay. Motion, second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That carries. All right, and last we have the retitle positions tied to state reimbursement by adding or removing what?
The star.
Asterisk? Star,
Asterisk.
okay. So, first we have A7610.12, New York Connects Outreach Worker, add.
So we're hitting the star tonight.
Adding,
Yeah,
okay.
start.
Adding the star. A7610.123, New York Connects Outreach Worker,
Hitting the star.
adding the, yep, star for
And
that.
these are full-time positions?
Correct.
Okay.
And then we're removing the star for A7610.117, program aid, and A7610.110, senior outreach worker.
So
And that's
moved.
good, and that's going to coordinator.
Okay. A motion by Mr. Wanzer. Do we have a
Second.
Second by Ms. Monroe. Any other discussion on that action?
Just a shout out to Mrs. Howe for a remarkable job with this agenda. She laid this out. I don't know how she did it.
That's good. That's very clear, so.
Much coordination.
Okay, now,
Okay.
this all is going to personnel, correct? And then from personnel, does it go to finance or does it go back to the full board at that? Because won't I have to go to
Full board.
finance to make sure that the money is? Okay.
For the salaries.
And then it goes to the full board.
So personnel needs help Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday,
Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Thursday, and
Okay.
Finance meeting Thursday, yes.
So everything should be approved by.
Yep. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries. Thank you very much.
Just like to say, I appreciate the board's invitation to me to work on this project. I do appreciate the opportunity to assist.
We appreciate your willingness to step in.
All the work that's been done to get it organized in the way that
Yeah.
it can all.
Appreciate the willingness of HOA to coordinate with Dan and
But all
go
this
under the
still
umbrella.
has to get approved by New York State, am I correct?
Thank you.
Don't forget your phone.
Anything else to come before the meeting? All right,